Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining this session. I'm Chun Wui from Riverbed, and today we are going to talk about how Riverbed Steel Central App Internal can bring visibility into Microsoft Azure. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, here are the three things we will discuss. One is introduction, a very brief introduction to Riverbed and what is our relationship with Microsoft. And the second, what are the gain from adopting cloud, and also what are the things we lost during the process of the adoption. The last one, we call it the light up the cloud. It's basically how Riverbed M internal can bring in visibility into cloud environment, and in this case in Microsoft Azure. Riverbed, we are the application performance company, has been named in the leader Gartner Magic Quadrant for more than 10 times actually. We have about 98% from Forbes 100 as our customer. And to give you a quick reference, the WAN optimization quadrant for 2015, the Riverbed has been named the leader for the 8th consecutive time. And on the right side, if you look at the latest Magic Quadrant for network performance monitoring and diagnostic, this is the 3rd time Riverbed has been named leader in this category. So we do optimization, we accelerate application, and at the same time we deliver performance monitoring and help to diagnostic find the root cause of application performance issue. What is our relationship with Microsoft? We are Azure certified for sure. We also a top ISV partner. We have active engineering and development relationship with Microsoft. You can read for the rest. And on the right side, you will see, and we'll talk about it more, that there's actually a 14 days free trial that you can just spin up Riverbed Steel Central App Internal in Microsoft Azure, and you can see how it works, what value can it bring to your organization. This is a more detailed view on Microsoft Riverbed relationship ecosystem. If you look at this table, we basically have solution map across Microsoft product or protocol, like from Exchange, Office 365, SharePoint, Link, Dynamics, of course Azure, then the protocol SMB123, HTTP, SIFs, and so on. So that Steelhead, by the way, is our WAN optimization product that will help accelerate application, make it run faster, while Steel Central, the product we are going to talk today, part of it at least, is the one that gives visibility and performance monitoring and help to diagnose issue, facilitate troubleshooting to find the root cause of an application performance issue. The next two slides I'll show you this. Let's go through it. A source from Frost and Sullivan, a little bit dated, it's 2014. The question is basically why adopt Microsoft Azure? If you look at the top 4 reason, well actually number 2 and number 3 is quite similar, tied together. Number 1 reason why customer adopt Microsoft Azure is to decrease cost, like 55%. Well, of course, is no-brainer, like paying OPEX will be cheaper compared to us maintaining everything in our on-premise data centers, the licensings, hardware costs, depreciation, human resource to maintain that, IT staff, a lot of other things involved there. Not to mention the physical infrastructure like data centers, aircon, power, and other things. Okay, of course, when you put your application, you move to the cloud, then you of course will expect the at least same availability, if not higher. And moving to the cloud, that means we rely on Microsoft Azure highly redundancy. And the fourth point, which is scalability, is actually give a lot of flexibility in terms of getting on-demand computing power or storage to support your application. However, with all that benefit, there are some minor thing that we lost, or maybe for some customers it's not really minor. Number one is lack of visibility in the cloud, right? You can say maybe you heard the terms of morning data center walk or morning NOC walk, where you simply go through your NOC and look at all the dashboard you have, which application is running well, of what kind of issue may be there. When you move to the cloud, no such thing as data center walk anymore. So when we move to the cloud, we don't even know what is the IP address, how to monitor the VM. Like Microsoft essentially running the infrastructure for you. Okay. Number two is end user experience. Now, moving the cloud, I think all of us understand and know that we don't actually know where is the server located. Is the cloud in Seattle? Is it in Singapore or Hong Kong? Like users from Asia Pac region will of course experience different performance compared to the users that sitting in the US if the server happen to station in Seattle, right? So the user experience will be vary. We don't even know where is the physical server, where's the data centers. Number three, cost control. How can I optimize? How much I spend on the cloud? Is it too much computing power? Too high IOPS? Too much memory? Too much of resource, basically. Reason again, we have no longer have the physical server in our premise where we can just walk in data center and check, or maybe install some software to gain some visibility. Last and not least, troubleshooting and SLA. How can we detect an issue and how fast we can fix an error? Is it the problem that came out is because the cloud server is lack of resource, so it's getting slow, impacting the performance, or the application itself that sit inside the cloud server, in this case Microsoft Azure, is not actually built properly. So maybe some logic error or basically not efficient. Being in the cloud, we have some limitation, but then it is a collaboration between Riverbed and Microsoft. With Steel Central up internal, we can set up the light. So if you go to on the top, I show you the link. So it's basically in Microsoft Azure Marketplace. You can go there. There's a free trial. You can just create a virtual machine that will run the dashboard for you. It's a free trial, 14 days. And you look at the bottom, the first one, you can see that it's a 2 minutes video. It's very brief introduction on how to deploy and set up app internal agent. It's very simple, just a few clicks, I'm not mistaken, 3 clicks away, yes. Very fast. And then there's another video, which is a 5-minute video, a walk through what is app internal, what kind of value app internal can give you, how it actually works, and what does the dashboard look like. Right, again, it's free. Just go in there. It's a free trial, 14 days. Give you a look and feel how Riverbed Steel Central App Internal can help giving back visibility in your application that has been moved to Microsoft Azure. So now, not only Steel Central App Internal will give you visibility in your cloud. So for example, if you still have some of the applications sitting in your on-premise data center, part of that maybe already in the cloud. We can give you the visibility from both. So we can give you the end user performance experience information from both application that's still running in data center or the one in the cloud. So through Still Central App Internal, we will get the information, put it in a single dashboard that will give you information on who experiencing what, from which location, what are the transaction, which we'll talk about more from the in the coming slide. So imagine this is your application architecture. So you have users go through the network, then you have web front end application in the middle, then your service at the back end, you have your database. So what Still Central App Internal bring into the table is one is to measure end user experience. So you will understand what is a trend, what is the user experience look like from various location. The second is ensure the performance. When we say ensure the performance, Still Central App Internal actually help you to detect and find issue, have to fix the error, identify that, and where is the bottleneck. Is it, again, the cloud server infrastructure which has not enough computing resource, lack of I/O, lack of memory, or the application itself. Then we can also help analyze individual transaction to find, for example, some transaction is very slow because the application itself not built properly. There's some logic error, maybe some loop. It takes a few calls to speed up some information, for example. The last one, to optimize spending. It's basically to measure and right size the cloud investment. Is it too much CPU? Can we lower the CPU during the normal time and then we maybe give more resource during the peak time? So these are 4 areas where Still Central App Internal can help. Again, please go through the video. It's a 2-minute video just to tell you that the agent installation itself is only take 3 minutes, a few clicks, then within 15 minutes you will have the first data coming into the dashboard. So this that simple and that fast, and it will give you information. Quite following slide. The idea is to never miss a performance issue, a performance problem you will have. You look at this dashboard, you're only 2 clicks away to find any performance problem. You monitor your end user experience, your application, your infrastructure, key business transaction. You look at this on the top left is very high overview on the performance of your application, like how many transactions, then average response time, violation percentage, and the middle you will see the heat map. So green is good, red not so good, and when you hover your mouse on top of the heat map, it will give you more details on what is going on with the application. Of course, then application map, what are the hubs that hit by the users when they are accessing a particular application. Of course, at the bottom you see which one is the busiest server, top instance, where is the delay, and other things related to your application performance. Now, if you look at second row from the top, on the left one, the top transaction type, if you can see the video, the color is actually the home page actually have a red circle on it. It's basically saying that there is a application performance issue. When you hover your mouse on top of that, and it will give you more detail of the information. And once we click it, we drill down, you will see during the time frame, in this example, is like 4,266 matching transaction. And then at the bottom, you will see all the lists of those transactions. So you get all the detail, review all the impacted transaction within specified time frame. So again, you never miss any performance issue, we capture every single transaction happen in your application. Okay, then to drill down, so this is the first click. To you first click from the dashboard, you go into your transaction, and then to go into the individual transaction out of this more than 4,000 transaction, you see there's a little icon there. When you click it, then you will have a runtime application map. This is specifically the steps taken by the user when they access the application. So it traces every transaction from user device or browser to the application backend. We're capturing second by second system metric. It will reconstruct, analyze the incident in great detail. They give you the idea of what is a problem in the code, in call procedure, which method, SQL command. So if you look at the map, every single hop there is the server hit by the transaction initiated by a particular user. And of course, in those server, there is a Steel Central App Internal agent installed. So within a few clicks, you can have a very good idea what is actually causing the slow performance in your application. So if you look at the left side on the summary, so in the middle, it says, in this example, the slowest tier was certain module, which is contributing 80% of the time taken. If you look at the top, the total response time is 33.289 seconds in this example, and then the server response time is actually contributing most of that. Okay, it's like 33.110 seconds. On the middle screen, you see the front end delay. It's basically telling you how long it takes before the servers coming back to you. So in 2 clicks, it gives you a very good idea where the performance lies. Is it your network connectivity or maybe your resource? Because if you look at the summary, it says the average CPU usage is 96%. Then it also gives you which one is the slowest tier. So within 2 clicks from the dashboard, you will get detailed information how your application is performing, not only in summary, but down to every single transaction. Again, we don't miss anything, we capture every single transaction. So, in summary, the cost, of course, offer many benefits, saving your costs in a lot of ways. No more infrastructure on premise, minimum IT resource to maintain and run. We leave everything to Microsoft Azure in this case. But of course, at the same time, there is a trade-off. We lost some of the visibility. Then Riverbed Steel Central App Internal can actually bring back visibility. It's a lightweight software agent. It needs to be installed in the server in order to hook into the application code and monitor the application and gather some system metric, how good or how bad is the application performing. And of course, Microsoft Azure and Steel Central App Internal better together. You get the cost saving. At the same time, you still have the visibility. With that, thank you very much for your time. We're more than happy to take any questions. Thank you very much. we call it the light up the cloud. It's basically how Riverbed and internal can bring in visibility into cloud environment, and in this case in Microsoft Azure. Riverbed, we are the application performance company, has been named in the leader Gartner Magic Quadrant for more than 10 times actually. We have about 98% from Forbes 100 as our customer. And to give you a quick reference, the WAN optimization quadrant for 2015, the Riverbed has been named the leader for the 8th consecutive time. And on the right side, if you look at application, make it run faster, while Steel Central, the product we are going to talk today, part of it at least, is the one that gives visibility and performance monitoring and help to diagnose issue, facilitate troubleshooting to find the root cause of an application performance issue. The next two slides I'll show you this. Let's go through it. Source from Frost and Sullivan, a little bit dated, it's 2014. The question is basically why adopt Microsoft Azure? If you look at the top 4 reason, well actually number 2 and number 3 is quite similar, tied together. Number 1 reason why. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining this session. I'm Chun Wui from Riverbed, and today we are going to talk about how Riverbed Steel Central App Internal can bring visibility into Microsoft Azure. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, here are the 3 things we will discuss. One is introduction, a very brief introduction to Riverbed and what is our relationship with Microsoft. And the second, what are the gain from adopting cloud, and also what are the things we lost during the process of the adoption. The last one, that there is actually a 14 days free trial that you can just spin up Riverbed Steel Central App Internal in Microsoft Azure, and you can see how it works, what value can it bring to your organization. This is a more detailed view on Microsoft Riverbed relationship ecosystem. If you look at this table, we basically have solution mapped across Microsoft product or protocol, like from Exchange, Office 365, SharePoint, Link, Dynamics, of course Azure, then the protocol SMB123, HTTP, SIFs, and so on. So that Steelhead, by the way, is our WAN optimization product that will help accelerate at latest Magic Quadrant for network performance monitoring and diagnostic. This is the 3rd time Riverbed has been named leader in this category. So we do optimization, we accelerate application, and at the same time we deliver performance monitoring and help to diagnostic, find the root cause of application performance issue. What is our relationship with Microsoft? We are Azure certified for sure. We also a top ISV partner. We have active engineering and development relationship with Microsoft. You can read for the rest. And on the right side, you will see, and we'll talk about it more,